Hello, guys. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, guys.
Okay, you guys, this is a fun episode.
Really fun.
We're talking about what we've been watching. There have been so many good things
that have dropped
on TV.
Yeah.
And new things coming up. And some of them, we haven't seen everything.
Not
we're
yet.
going to talk about the ones we've seen, but we're going to talk about the ones we want to see.
Yes.
And just, and
we're doing
let
different platforms. So
yeah. Well, and we'll tell you where they all are. For you true crime lovers,
everyone,
this is your heyday. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. True crime is not really my genre.
It's not your jam.
Because it's kind of scary.
Well, because it's real.
It's real.
Unlike
and it's
the
like
supernatural stuff. This is real. I
don't want to think about the serial killer next door.
I want to be prepared, girl.
But anyway, I've gotten into some of them, y'all. Okay, so HBO has one, The Staircase, starring Colin Firth, who I love.
Yes.
Y'all know I love Colin Firth.
He's been a crush in the past.
Yes, he's been one of my sexiest men alive this week. But it's a dramatization of a true crime, and it was a documentary. The documentary was on Netflix, and Book Club Kennedy, my daughter, told me about that, and she watched that. Okay. I did not, because like I said, true crime is not my jam. But this is the dramatization of the documentary.
Okay, so you can kind of do it more in like a movie-ish type of form.
Well, and this is kind of cool. It's still going on as we speak.
It's ongoing. Okay.
Yeah, it's ongoing. So 4 or 5 episodes, maybe. I'm not quite, I can't remember, but it's still on now. But what's kind of cool with this, they kind of give you both scenarios. So like if you believe he didn't, they kind of show you what happens. Okay. And then if you believe he did, they kind of show you that. So you're kind of like, torn. But I'm kind of enjoying it. I have to watch it in the daytime.
Followed by a rom-com.
Oh my God. Yeah, I need a palate cleanser after that. But it is good. And another one, now this one is over, but you can stream it now, is Candy.
On Hulu. Yes. And shout out to Jessica Biel for being...
Oh my gosh. Being batshit crazy.
She embodied that, right? Like, to me, that is her equivalent. And I think she's a good actress. But that's like the equivalent of, how I hated Denzel after watching Training Day. Like, I really hated him as a person. And then I had to like disassociate him with that role. I would be scared shitless of Jessica Biel now. Like, Justin Timberlake, but I never slip up. Because
she was in another...
She bodied that.
It wasn't a true crime, though, but it was a mystery type show.
Her face.
I have to look it up.
Candy, we were looking for... Hey, y'all. I was like, oh, but
y'all know, the scariest thing about Candy.
Guys, this is funny.
Okay, at the time when it happened, I was in Dallas.
Yes.
But Dallas proper. And this happened kind of in the suburbs.
Right.
Well, where it happened, y'all, this is our stomping grounds now.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I drove down the road by the church that... Now, it's no longer the same church.
So it's 3 different cities, but all in the same county.
They're all right there.
Yeah. So the murder happened in one city. Candy lived in another city, and they all went to church in another city. But they're like just next door to each other, So, and we both just live right there.
Yes.
So that is
it's
kind
literally
of
the path
scary
to our houses
creepy.
To one another.
Yes.
Because I drive through all of those, and we don't live far apart, so it's really close. Yeah, I remember that day I told you, I'm like, girl, there's the church. That's the church. That's it right there. Oh my God, that's the church.
Oh my gosh. If I had lived there then, I would have
you be
been
panicking?
Yes.
Yeah, it made it. So first off, Jessica Biel absolutely bodied that.
She killed it. No pun intended. She did.
She killed it. And this one's on Hulu again, guys. But oh my gosh, it's so real for us to know we drive right through the area. Like to know, they stood right there.
Okay, the other show she was in that was mysteries. It wasn't true crime though. Was The Sinner.
Yes.
So Jessica kind of
she can
bringing it with that.
I like
that's
her.
Kind of her jam.
But yeah, if you're into true crime, Candy is on Hulu.
But it wasn't, even though I did watch it in the day.
Yes, you did.
But kind of campy to you? They
It
made
was.
it kind of not so.
The cinematography, is that what it's called? The way they did it, yeah, it was.
You didn't. It was just kind of weird. And then it was the 80s.
It was the 80s,
the
correct.
early 80s.
Yes.
So they was throwing back to 70s. their dresses.
Yes,
stuff.
their
You feel
stuff.
like,
Yeah, well,
like they look
think,
real 70s.
But I think it was just an old country town, you know, and that's what I think it was. Like, this wasn't big city. This, because I kind of thought about that myself, but then I thought about like little old country people, like. Okay, you know, we have farmland near, I'll say Bonham, Texas. It's outside of there, but guys, y'all would never find where it is if I didn't say that, because there's no lights, there's no stop signs. You just pass a tree and you're like, that's us, 3 driveways up.
Well, and
those
that
people
community
still dress like early 2000s today.
Well, that's
because
true.
they're out in the country. There's no Dillard's, there's no JCPenney, there's not even a Target. Hell, there's not even a Walmart.
That's true.
And so I thought about that. I was like, oh, this looks more
back
retro.
then that was like that.
Yeah, it was.
Then
that's
because
how that
I remember
was.
going to Wiley once.
And you were like, where the
And it was like, OMG, where is this?
Yeah.
It was so now
so
it's grown so much. And Texas, if you guys live in Texas, you know, one city just kind of bleeds into the next.
Another,
just kind of, it's all DFW kind of. But back then it was a little more, the suburbs were a little more spread out. You had to drive a little ways to get there. Now you don't.
Now you don't. No.
I mean, the distance is the same, but you're not passing fields.
What it is it's filled up with stuff.
It's filled
now
up.
There's a Starbucks, there's a Walmart, there's
shopping and stuff.
But yeah,
so it was a little different.
I believed it. I believed the makeup, the hair, the dress.
But I give it 2 thumbs up, though.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, now another one on Hulu, you guys. Now this one I am really enjoying. If you can say enjoying a murder mystery, is Under the Banner of Heaven.
I want to see this.
And it stars Andrew Garfield. And in something really unlike anything I've seen him in, kind of like Jessica.
Yeah, it's very different for him.
It's very different, where he plays a Mormon detective.
Yes.
So that's kind of the
setting.
hit. So it's kind of he's a devout detective, and his faith is being tested because some churchy things. These people, their take on their faith's scriptures are being
leading them to do things that are not okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
What does it remind you of?
Relevant.
That's what kind of made me like, ooh, this
like, is this a current event or is this?
Yeah.
These
fundamentalists that take everything literally.
Yeah.
And
I'm telling you, you hyped it up, and you guys already know I can't do more than like 1 or 2 shows at a time. But I saw the preview last night, actually, and I was like,
it's still going on too.
I'm gonna watch this,
so you guys can
jump in and binge with us.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So
absolutely.
I highly recommend that one. Now, this is not a true crime, but Stanley Tucci's Searching for Italy season 2 is Sunday nights on CNN. You know my man.
I was going to say, you already know why she's mentioning this.
Okay.
This is not true.
So,
but something in now this one also. Now let me say this, actually, guys, and I want to not misspeak on this. I thought this was based on a true story. However, I'm not entirely sure, because I believe the book was based on a true story. But
which one?
The one I'm about to say. So, guys, I'm not sure if this is true crime or just
pretend
crime. Good pretend crime. But if you watch Peacock, which you might have Peacock if you are like me and watch The Office or watch Parks and Rec, both shows I said I would never watch.
Now, some of Peacock is free.
Yes.
So you can download it for free. Yes. Now, I don't know, all the titles are not free.
Peacock
but
has like
quite a few.
They have 3 tiers. They have free, which is awesome. They have the one, the lower one with commercials is $4.99, which is what I do. It's $5, guys. It's literally a cup of coffee at your favorite spot per month. And then the one with no commercials and some more stuff is $11.99. Also not expensive. I just haven't done it yet, to be honest. But on Peacock, there is a show called The Outfit, and it gives me goosebumps.
Who's in it?
I don't know names like
Oh,
that.
okay, sorry.
So I'll look it up unless you want to look it up real quick. But the premise is there's this man, he is a tailor. And this is set, look it up for me, Lisa. Because now I'm trying to think of when it's set. I kind of felt like it was set in the 50s, but anyway, not the point. The point is, again, guys, I'm not
this
the TV.
is Mafia.
Yes, it's Mafia.
Oh, I love Mafia. Y'all know I could be a Mafia wife.
You could be a Mafia wife.
I could.
It is so good. I'm really sad to say, guys, those of you that follow us, here's your little pregnancy update. I'm doing really well. I'm doing great. But I was just so tired.
Okay,
I fell
Johnny
asleep.
Flynn is in it.
Okay.
You guys will remember him from Emma, the newest Emma. The real colorful. It was like being in a candy box.
Let me tell you,
just watching that movie.
This is not colorful,
but he's not. Yes,
not this time.
So that's who I.
But it's really good.
Okay,
what I've seen so far is really good. Of course, every streaming platform now, you can look at a preview of something, right? You can get a preview, get a feel for it.
That sounds good. I'll have to watch that.
But it sounds like some shit I would fall into, girl. Like, oh, you know how to sew? You're going to stitch these bodies up. You're going to cover this, you got to cover this up. Like, because that's his whole thing is.
So if you like The Godfather, you probably would like this.
Yes, except I think this is a little more racy and more
sexy. Everything's more sexy.
Everything's
now.
A little more, everything's more sexy now. So that was a good one for Peacock.
Okay.
Just in case that's your platform.
Put that on your list to watch list. Okay, Outlander just finished season 6.
Yes, they did.
So y'all can. Natasha
and
is
Netflix
still getting
just
caught up.
Added season 5.
Yes. So if you guys are
and Outlander's long.
It is very long. But if you guys are still watching, that's just a FYI. Season 6 finished up. It was a shorter season than normal because of COVID.
Yes.
But they are promising that season 7 will be extra
make
long.
up for it. Yes.
Okay, so that's just a public service announcement.
Yes.
For the Outlander lovers. For Jamie Fraser. Right.
Yes.
Okay, you guys. My favorite guilty pleasure right now is Julia. It's over. It's finished.
Yes.
It's on HBO Max. And it is about Julia Child. Now, I loved Julia and Julie, the movie with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams. And it was just so precious to me. I just loved everything about it.
Yeah.
So this is kind of that. It's after that's happened. So she's published the book, and the husband has retired, and the husband, who in the movie was played by my beloved Stanley.
Yes, Stanley.
And
he did good in that.
Oh my gosh, what doesn't Stanley do good in? It's David Hyde Pierce. You remember from Frasier?
You did tell me that.
And at first I was like, I don't know about this, but
you fell in love with it, didn't you?
Yes,
yeah, I thought so.
And the lady that plays Julia is Sarah Lancashire, I think. I'm always, they don't pronounce that exactly like I would, but I'm sorry, I butchered your name, Sarah. But she's a British actress, and she's doing a beautiful job as Julia. But what I think I love about it dispels stereotypes. Julia was not a traditionally beautiful woman.
No.
She was very tall.
Very.
6 feet tall, which back then. I thought
she was taller than that, but yeah.
But I mean, back then, even men were 6. I don't know. People have grown.
Her husband was average height, and she was very tall.
Back then, people just weren't tall. So she was very tall. She wasn't traditionally pretty. She married late. 39 was like ancient back then.
She was considered a spinster.
Yeah. And they were so in love with each other and had a very
vibrant, colorful sex life.
Yes, which so adorable. Yes.
Yeah.
And she just had a love for cooking, and it just shows her journey and what all she had to do. It was not easy. Like
it was not easy.
She paid for the show.
Yes.
For a while. And I mean,
just the grace.
Some of it's so funny.
Was it PBS where the guy, he liked it? Everyone's like, this is a disaster. And he's like, I like this.
Yeah. Nobody.
And his wife liked it too. And it's my
So she
reminder.
had some favor that kind of opened some doors for her.
Her gift made a way for her. That's the reminder. Every time, if I even see her name, I'm like, your gift will make a way for you.
And your age doesn't matter.
Define anything.
And it doesn't,
your beauty, your weight.
Who can love you.
Yeah.
So it just is
It's a good
if
one.
you want to feel good hug, since we're Ted Lasso dry now, Julia will do it for you.
Julia will do it for you.
It'll do it
yes.
for you. Okay. Now, Showtime has The First Lady. It is I guess it's already been renewed for next year, I'm told. So they do 3 first ladies. They portray 3 first ladies. It is dramatization of real events,
right.
but they kind of, of course they got to juice it up a little and whatever.
Of course.
But it's very well done. Viola Davis is playing Michelle Obama. Michelle Pfeiffer is playing Betty Ford. And Gillian Anderson is playing Eleanor Roosevelt.
Ooh.
And it is really good. So each episode, it's still going on. It's going on now, so you guys can catch up. So say it's about the husbands deciding to run for office or something. So they kind of do that topic for that episode with all 3 women. You know what I mean?
I like that.
So they kind of have
everybody's experience with it.
Yeah, so you see how everybody did it.
I dig that.
What everybody thought about it. So it's kind of cool. So each episode is all 3 women, and so they're all in different times, and what's going on. So it's really interesting if you like history.
I like that spin.
It's very relevant.
Okay.
And all 3 actresses are doing a great job. I love seeing the clothes and the, just what was going on. It's great. And another political type dramatization is Gaslit. And it's starring Julia Roberts as Martha Mitchell. So for you boomers, and who's after boomers? Gen Z, I think. If y'all remember Watergate, I spent one summer of my high school life watching the Watergate hearings.
I was about to say,
because nothing else was on. Y'all, we didn't have cable.
It was y'all's OJ trial.
It really was.
It took over
and I was
everything.
Fascinated. I was absolutely fascinated. So Julia Roberts is portraying Martha Mitchell, who was Attorney General John Mitchell's wife.
Oh, okay,
so it's kind of, it's got that, it's almost got a little espionage, because they were doing some covert.
Now listen,
undercover.
Guys, I went to school for a degree that I knew I could do not much with, which is history. Shout out to all the other history nerds.
Teddy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
My lawyer's son. That was his undergrad.
That is his undergrad.
Mm-hmm.
So don't listen to your parents.
Do you, boo?
Do you, boo? Because I love it. And now I want to check this out. Because
it's really great. And they're another one. They're middle-aged. Sean Penn is playing John Mitchell. And
Sean Penn does it for me.
He's awesome, but no, he doesn't look at all like
Sean Penn?
No, he looks like John. They did prosthetics and stuff. He looks like a portly, middle-aged man. And what's so amazing, you guys, they were very much in love and really frisky. So that puts the Republicans got a little frisky, y'all.
You can be middle-aged and be frisky.
Yeah. So Martha was getting her freak on back in the day.
Hell, she needed it. All that drama, girl.
But it's very interesting. And if you like political kind of thrillers and true life, Now I don't know what has been fictionalized, but apparently,
so this is an adaptation.
This is true. I'm putting quotes around true, but it is very interesting.
Okay.
And you will like it. So it kind of marries those genres, kind of mystery and political.
Okay.
And true crime.
I've got 3 more, but I'm interested in what else you've got now.
Let's see. Did I watch anything else?
I have 3 more.
Okay, you go.
Okay, so this unrelated entirely to this, but my next 3 are going to be Netflix. And this is only because I don't think Lisa will let me bore y'all with all of the animated series that I watch.
You'll thank me later.
Everything. No, people love animated series. That's why they're still going. But so one that has new episodes currently that really spoke to me. It's hilarious. It's semi-inappropriate, but it's really good. Canadian-based show, Working Moms. Have you seen this?
I
on Netflix?
did.
So
I think
I love it.
I did. I saw some of it. It's a couple of seasons.
It's more than that.
Okay,
now.
so
yeah.
I know I haven't seen the whole thing, but I have seen
It
some of
speaks
it.
to, and even if you're a woman who doesn't want kids, watch this. There's still like it's despite the title, it's not just about motherhood, not at all. It's just about being
Women
having a vagina or identifying as a woman and dealing with the BS that is work-life balance.
Oh, okay.
And it is so good.
Well, that's an endless topic.
It is endless. That's why they're in this whatever season they're in now.
29th season.
They're gonna go like the Simpsons, baby. They're gonna keep it going. It's so good. It's so relatable.
Working mothers?
No, working moms.
Yep.
And not even with a G, just working. Like working with an N. Working moms. Yeah.
Netflix,
so that's on Netflix. It is really good. It's funny. It is, it's not all feel good because it's real show. But it is 85% feel good. So you're always going to laugh. There's always going to be a second where you're like, I'll drink to that.
That happened to me
or
my friend.
Yeah, or my friend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's really good.
Okay.
Very different on Netflix. Not feel good. Not happy. You're going to need a double shot of whatever espresso you choose to brew is Our Father, which gave me, I couldn't finish it, Lisa. It freaked me out. Like,
okay.
It started freaking me out.
You told me about this, yes. And I had read about
Now, this is true.
I can't watch this.
This is true. This is...
Right now.
This is factual. Yeah, I have too many heavy items on my plate to finish it. But this is about a physician, specifically a fertility doctor, who wanted to create a perfect Aryan brood or clan or lineage, however you want to put it. So people would come into him, and if their everything matched what he felt was part of this like perfect Aryan look, he would take his sperm and impregnate them.
So they're coming in for insemination?
Well, not necessarily.
Oh, not always.
I mean, not always. Sometimes they're coming
just
in
help
for
with getting pregnant.
Help with getting pregnant in general.
Oh.
And you don't know what the hell they're doing down there between, it just feels pokey. You don't know. You don't know what's happening.
Oh my
He was impregnating
I
these
was
people.
Wondering how, so they weren't coming for that necessarily.
Not necessarily. Some were, but not necessarily. And what's like scary is like these women and their husbands and their families, a lot of them are like, oh my God, it's a miracle, right? And they're really...
That they got pregnant.
Because they're at this point in their journey where they're seeing a fertility specialist.
And they need help.
And they've come to this man for help. And what's really, really, really creepy is, there's a lot of them. This man made a lot of kids. But
how
insane.
Did it break? Like, how did they know? What happened?
It happens at the very beginning of it. So I'll let people kind of watch. But one of his daughters, now again,
23andMe or some of that.
Yep,
okay.
All of these people are unbeknown. They don't know this. They have no inkling. They think they daddy is their daddy, their mama is their mama.
Up, you've got a cousin,
a
sibling, somebody close to you.
And they're all within 25-mile radius.
Oh my Lord.
And so it starts popping up, boop, 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 and it's like, holy shit, like, how could I be related to this many people near me? And so what would anyone do? Like, if it was your child, Teddy would call you, Mom, did you know we have cousins over here, on this street, on that street? And so they,
we don't.
No, we don't. What are you talking about? I'm from New Mexico. There's no way. And so that's basically what happens. And it starts this domino effect. And one of the ladies, it almost feels unfair to address them as his kids because that was his force thing. That was not, this doesn't mean they recognize him in that way. So one of the ladies, she was like, then you start to really panic. Like, what if I dated this person?
That's
what if I slept with this person? What if I've this? What if I've that? Like,
they probably were in school together, weren't they? A lot of them.
Some of them were in school together.
Was there like a family resemblance? I mean, could you
most of them are white, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Okay.
But if you're in a predominantly
so were the women blonde?
White area,
is that kind of his thing? The blonde?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things.
Okay.
So if you're in an area where you're in a predominantly white area and this is something you see, like,
it wasn't like unnatural.
It wouldn't be unnatural. Yeah. Like, no one went in there with a tall, dark, and handsome husband and came out with a white baby. Like, this guy was very strategic in who he picked. It just
So the dads were usually blonde too.
Well, they were usually white.
Okay.
They were usually white. And then, I mean,
So
so then you just think, okay, my kid looks
make any
like their
bells go
mom.
off.
Doesn't make any bells go off.
Wow.
So creepy to me. So creepy.
I had read about that, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
our fuss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's on
Our.
Netflix.
Big plural.
Big plural. All caps. And then the last one, I think we've both watched this. I'm not sure, but I do want to end on like a happier note because Our Father was, I was like, oh, okay, hold on. I got it.
If you want to watch something serious, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, but this is your palate cleanser for after
Okay.
Our Father is a perfect pairing.
Oh, adorable.
It's a cute,
very Hallmarky.
It's very Hallmarky, guys.
So if Hallmark is your jam,
yes,
this would
you would bode
this
well.
would do
This
it.
will do it for you.
A Hallmark with a little cussing. What do you say?
That sounds like my entire
That's about
life.
it.
That's the
That's
sum
about
of me.
it.
It was really, I really liked it. I didn't know that I would.
Sometimes
so it has,
you just
it has
need that
crush.
Easy,
yes.
kind of happy. You know, I love the HEA, happily ever after.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need that
do.
On a Saturday night. You don't want to.
And there's a couple of twists. I guessed the twist. Lisa did not guess it. We're not going to say it because then you wouldn't want to watch it.
You were
ballpark.
I was in the vicinity.
You were in the vicinity.
Okay.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But it was just a cute.
Because if you watch Hallmark, you kind of know.
I mean, they going to end up together. Ain't that the point?
Yeah. There's going to be HEA.
Yeah.
You can count on that.
It was a really cute
little... Yeah, our sex life guy.
Yes.
Brad, I always forget his name.
We did this the other day.
Brad. He's Brad on Sex Life.
Yes.
And in real life, he is Adam.
Yes.
Demos, I believe.
Yes. We mess because we mix his real name and fake names up.
So Brad,
on
sexy
here, he's
Brad.
Max.
On Perfect Pairing, he's Max.
And I want you to know,
not
Max,
as sexy. No sexy.
I disagree.
No,
we have
wait.
We have different interests in men.
There's some romance.
Max would save you from a fucking poisonous snake.
Would he? Okay.
Did you not see him do it?
He did. I'm saying, but it wasn't a sexy like. Did you think it was?
Yes.
Okay.
We have this is why we make a good duo, because what you find sexy, he was not sexy to me in Sex Life. Okay, fine, whatever.
Oh,
that's it. But now in this, when he was throwing those bells of hay, I was like, oh my Lord.
Well, now he did that was a good scene.
But see, that's my jam. Like countrymen, boots,
sweaty,
and it's not real country naked. Guys, but just I
mean, that was a good scene. But I asked Natasha, did she think it was because now y'all know in real life he's dating his Sex Life co-star.
Yes.
So they
brought the heat.
A chemistry.
Yes.
And this girl, it's not that they didn't have chemistry. I didn't mind them together, but it wasn't the same.
And it shouldn't be because he got a whole person in real life.
But so I'm wondering if that was it. They're very similar in type. They're both brunettes.
They're both very similar.
Slim, petite.
I kind of laughed because I was like, well, he has a type.
Yeah. If he, I'm sure he didn't pick this person, but he does kind of have a type. But it was romantic.
It was romantic. It was feel good.
It's happily ever after. No sex scene. You're not going to see nothing like you saw in Sex Life. So if that's what you're expecting,
it's going to fizzle.
See that.
But you know what? And it wasn't overtly romantic where you're like, this crap can't never happen. Like,
no, it wasn't gaggy romantic.
No, it wasn't. She got fed up with her job,
all sweet,
and decided, you know what, I'm going to do this shit on my own. And I mean, now that we're in this, the Great Resignation, as it's been coined for the last year and a half, it felt so true to that. So it felt very,
it did.
This is what's happening. Even like when there is some explanation surrounding Vaughn Family Wines, which is the wine,
it's about wine.
Distributor.
Hence the
name, the Perfect Pairing.
Yes.
The distributor, she's trying to become their distributor, I believe. Mm-hmm. Like, even in surrounding that, it was all believable. I guess that was my thing. Some of them, it's just not believable.
Yes.
Some of it, I'm like...
And about the thing with Hallmark, there's always going to be a snafu. Somebody does something, another person's upset about it, but it's always explainable.
Yes.
It's never anything.
You can kind of
like Sex Life was like, do you really want to do this? Might not be a good idea kind of thing. Idea. But always with Hallmark, and then this particular movie, there's an explanation for why the person did what they did.
And you
and
can
it's
kind of
forgivable.
see it. Yeah, you're the fly on the wall. So you're like, come on, get this right.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was a really cute one. And
it was
I feel
sweet.
like
It's a good palate cleanser for all these true crime.
For all of
For real.
For
like,
all this stuff.
I can't go to
Lisa
bed on it
does
because these hatchets and stuff will run me around the bed.
I check my alarm like 3 times.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I watch
Our
Candy.
Father
all
made
of
me.
them. I watch all of them in a day.
Yeah,
I do. I can't do it.
I see Our Father, it was nighttime, which, I mean, I'm like, Natasha, you're not at a doctor's office, but I was like, God, I thank you for my midwives because I'm like freaking out right now. Just, he had access. He had access. No, not like,
I mean, for real.
I mean, technically, yeah. He had access and he just exploited it. And I was just like, these people come to you in their most vulnerable state. Yes.
What an ego.
Yeah, one of the kids
think that you're
one of the kids was like he wanted to play God. Like that's
Mojo is so wonderful
great.
that we need a bazillion.
How about you pay us back child support, homeboy?
Right?
On all these kids. All of them.
We don't know what happened at the end.
I hadn't got there, guys.
Okay.
I hadn't got there.
We hope he's in jail. I'm just saying.
Yes. I might make a post once I finish it.
Okay.
So, sexiest man alive this week. Who are you going for?
Okay, now I'm kind of going in left field, but I'm picking Andrew Garfield. This the guy from our true crime.
Which one? It was
Under the Banner of Heaven.
Yes.
But he was Spider-Man, and he was in The Social Network, and he was in Tick Tick Boom.
Oh yeah, he was, and you liked it.
I love that, and you guys know that's not my genre either, musicals, but I did really enjoy it. But what I really am liking about him is I've seen him on talk shows and things lately, and his mother passed away kind of recently, and I believe it was of some kind of cancer. But he was talking about her and talking about grief, and saying that he felt that grief was unexpressed love.
Oh.
And I thought that was so beautiful. And he was saying that it wasn't that he didn't express it, because he did with his mother, and told her he loved her and all the time. And they had a great relationship. But, every time anyone would ask him about his mom, he would tear up and, give this beautiful explanation. So it just kind of endeared him to me. I just thought he was just so sweet and kind of deep.
I like that as a description.
It was just so beautiful, and he's way young, so I'm in mother territory here. That's okay. He's very, very sweet, and
it's only for a week.
I'm just whoever gets him,
take care of him.
You're gonna get something.
Take care of him. Though.
He's really. Just a sweetheart.
A cutie
sweetheart with a good heart.
I'm going to end it with the way I ended it. I'm going to go ahead and pick Adam. However you say his last name. Australian Adam DeMose. Now, specifically, if we can pinpoint our sexiest man alive this week moment, him throwing the bales of hay.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
There we go. That's what I'm going to give him.
So Andrews was mine, the interviews with that.
But I'm not real into swaggy. I'm not real into that. And he seems more like a guy next door. And that's Adam. And that's what makes me kind of pick him.
Okay.
He seems like just more of the guy next door.
And Andrew does too.
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
Very,
no, not all swaggy.
No, he's very kind of average white boy. Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, that's okay.
But with a depth.
So
that's something.
He's Folgers, and there's nothing wrong with Folgers. No. It ain't high end, it ain't low end, but it's the best part of waking up. Yeah. So it's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, loves. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things. Until next time.